Wild Things is an ecotourism zoo in Dade City, Florida, where visitors can get up close and personal with some of the most amazing creatures on the planet.
We have close to 100 different species. We have about 300 animals, and they're spread out across those 100 different species.
Kelsey is one of 2 head trainers at the family-run facility.
Most of my time working with the babies and adolescent animals.
From infant lemurs and coyotes to deer and tiger, Kelsey, along with her common-law partner Randy, the Tiger Man, foster and socialize the animals.
Kelsey's more the mommy. When they're old enough to bite, they get transferred to me.
Although it's an around-the-clock job, training and caring for Wild Things, it's their own dog Tyber that's the most demanding.
Tyber has a ton of energy.
Tyber has that energy that is just unbelievable.
He just never stops. I know. I call him my jackrabbit. He has a tendency to just spring up in the air. His original name from the shelter was Tigger.
Kelsey adopted Tyber from a local rescue after seeing his pictures online. When she arrived at the Florida shelter, it was love at first sight.
I think Tyber is part rat terrier and possibly Jack Russell.
Rat terriers were originally bred to kill rats and other rodents threatening farmers' crops. Terrier breeds are renowned for their high energy, and Tyber is no exception. To help exhaust his seemingly inexhaustible nature, Kelsey had the idea of putting him in with another spirited playmate.
I couldn't put Tyber in with the zebra. The zebra doesn't like having things around his ankles, and if Hank were to kick him, he would very seriously injure him.
Looks like you lucked out this time, Hank. How about the black bears?
He really doesn't like the bears, and his hackles will come up in a defensive position. He doesn't want anything to do with them. He barks at him, he growls at him, and for their part, the bears kind of harass him and egg him on. That's a totally different behavior than what he has with the tigers.
Native to India, Bengal tigers are very active animals, and their energy level could be a good match for Tyber's.
The tigers chuff to him, which is the tiger version of saying hello and that they're happy.
Meeting through the fence is as close as these animals can get. At just 1 year old, these Bengal tigers' powerful paws and large teeth, even in play, could seriously injure Tyber. A zoo full of animals, but not one compatible companion. Until one stormy night, a tiger cub came into the world.
Thunder is a baby Bengal tiger, about 3.5 months old. He was born here at the zoo.
Thunder was actually born in a tornado. That's how I got his name, Thunder, because of the storm. And because of the storm, the mother rejected him.
It happens both in the wild and captivity, except in the wild, there's no one there to see it and scoop up the babies and save them, so they're just kind of, unfortunately, an easy snack. I took off the sweater that I was wearing and picked him up and wrapped him up in it so that I could start rubbing him and getting him dry to get his body temperature back up. When baby tigers are really little, they don't have the ability to regulate their own body temperature.
Thunder not only weathered the storm, he's thriving. And Kelsey thought maybe this orphan cub could be Tyber's match.
Once Thunder was 9 or 10 weeks old, we started him with Tyber. Put them together just kind of as an experiment.
Gotta love a girlfriend that wants to put her dog in with the tiger, right?
My hope was that it gives him an outlet for all of that energy and gives Thunder a playmate as well. Anytime you introduce two animals to each other, even if they're of the same species, even if they're the same age, exactly the same size, you never know exactly what's going to happen. Good boy, Thunder. There is the potential that they could have hurt one another. They were introduced to each other on leashes, so that way they could come close and sniff one another and get to know one another. But if it got to be too much for either one of them, we could also pull them apart. You always want to be cautious and give them that time to be used to each other before they totally just go for it.
At first, it was just all-out competitional play. But then you started noticing the head rubs.
Thunder will rub on him, and that's a sign of affection in cats, is to rub and leave their scent.
It's just bonding. It's like we would kiss, that's their way of kissing.
Tiger and a dog, they're very different animals, but at this particular point in their lives, they've got a similar energy level. They can find a way to play compatibly.
You would think Thunder would be the alpha, but in this case, it's really Tyber. I think it's very special. It's definitely a bond that the two animals have formed.
As part of the Tiger's training and exercise, Kelsey and Randy take the Bengals into the pool.
Tigers love the water. We'll go in the water to play, they do it for hunting, they'll eat in the water. They can actually hold their breath for up to 3 minutes and dive down.
For Thunder, taking to the water was in his DNA. But Tyber wasn't so sure.
Tyber has always been a little tentative around the water. Pretty much the only thing that Tyber would do with the water is drink it.
Swimming just wasn't something Tyber was interested in. Until one summer day, he saw Thunder in the water with Kelsey.
Tyber actually came into the pool to check out Thunder and play with him, which is something that Tyber's never done on his own.
It's the desire to be with his friend that would prompt the dog to run into the water that he otherwise tried to avoid.
Come on, Thunder. The fact that he has since continued to enjoy being in the water with Thunder, I think, is a testament to their friendship.
It'll be very interesting to see how this friendship develops, because, of course, a tiger can grow up to be a much bigger animal than a typical dog.
500 pounds is a good size for a male tiger. Some can be 600 pounds.
As it grows, the tiger may quite inadvertently harm the dog.
I know that Thunder's going to grow very, very fast. And there's not going to be a very long window of time that they will be able to continue to play together, which is kind of sad.
Tyber and Thunder interact for a couple of hours nearly every day. But Thunder is almost 4 months old, and Kelsey knows their playtime won't last much longer.
For Tyber and Thunder, it's a couple months that they get together. It's, you know, that summer fling, and that's all they've got. One of my favorite things about this relationship is the way it calms Tyber down and expends some of that energy wrestling and roughhousing in ways that, you know, other animals don't want to play with him. The relationship has allowed him to both interact better with the other dog in the house as well as with us. And that's what's really special about it for us, is that it's made him more pleasant to be around. Because they've done so well together, I want to consider in the future, when we have other young tigers, giving them that opportunity to play with Tyber as well, because he's going to stay the same size. I don't think it'll be wholly repeatable, because Thunder is a special cat. His personality, his tolerance level, his patience. I almost want to compare it to like your first love in high school. Like the first one is always special, and it's always going to have some hold on you. Maybe that's just me putting it on him, but I'd like to think that it's special for Tyber and Thunder too.